It's been almost a week since all of this started. If I didn't know the things I know now, I would say that my life has been ruined. It's true that my old life is over. My dreams of being a world-famous architect have died. Memento mori, right? A term I have never heard of before but now governs my life. To speed things up to where they are currently, I'm going to gloss over some of the details. Casey, who I will here on out be referring to as Agnes, and I left our dorm to find Justin. He likes to prioritize his time to focus on school. Agnes, finding my brother on the streets, befriending him and encouraging him to go to school, turned his life around. She was there while he was going through withdrawals, which is a hard sight to see if you're not a 500-year-old demon. I've got to say, for creature of hell, she has an odd saint vibe about her. She's compassionate, generous, and at times downright motherly. That's a comforting feeling after our parents perished in a drunk driving incident during my freshman year of college. Dad was always a drinker, and Mom was always too timid to speak up against him, so it wasn't a surprise when the news came. But that didn't take away from the pain. For the first time since childhood, I felt close to my identical counterpart again, thanks to her. After checking his usual spot at the library turned up empty, I called Justin to meet us at my car in the east parking lot. He was confused to see me and Casey together and why she was up and around as she was so sick. The following conversation that took place in the car was one of the hardest I'd ever have to have. The word crazy was thrown out, which I'm all too familiar with, but when I provided him with an awkward details of his and Casey's relationship that only she would know, he came around. Turns out trading bodies is a great way of getting to know someone. Usually memories of the people I ease through the process of death fade with time and new experiences. I found that Casey's life, maybe because of the closeness to our family, has stuck with me. Agnes says the longer time you spend in someone's body, the longer you retain their memories and even some of their personality traits. That night we found a cheap hotel room a few towns over. Agnes, being the wizened old soul that she is, has picked up on ways to make money fast. These methods aren't conventional or moral, but she says she can provide for us for as long as we need. Unfortunately, Justin and I are now fugitives of hell. Badass, right? Wrong. There are many more demons among us than they would care for a public to know. They're in the police force, the government, the military. They are everywhere. This means that not only is there a fleet of demons after the three of us, we are now on the most wanted list in this dimension. Civilians think we're just con artists committing mass fraud. It's not wrong in Agnes's case. She spent more time on Earth living out human lives as she is actually fulfilling her demonic duties. Now we're accomplices who have no choice but to run, and the only way out of it is to face the Great Council, which according to Agnes is bad news bears. Those who avoid their duties for personal gain are punished for the amount of time robbed, which wouldn't be so bad if time didn't pass incredibly slow in hell. One day in hell can last months or even years. You lose yourself there. Everything you know and love dissipates, and before you know it, you're reduced to an energy of pain, humiliation, and fear. Agnes has been teaching me how to control the lives of those that I take in my sleep, although she warns me not to act too differently than the bodies of those I snatch. It would lead to suspicion and ultimately our whereabouts. She's been teaching us magic too. We've been using words and protection spells which are rock solid with the three of us. Turns out the magical school of witchcraft and wizardry exists in a not too distant dimension. My nights consist of new hotels where I visit a new soul where I can get some escape before their demise. My favorite so far was an older woman who passed in her sleep, but the peaceful hours with the 4 cats and tea allowed me some time of peace alone. Since we are forced to ditch all technology, I can only write when I take someone's body. I'm currently writing from the hands of a teenage boy who dies skinny dipping in the ocean. Not looking forward to that. Drowning sucks. I don't expect this peace time to last. It's only a matter of time before we're caught. We had a close call last night when we were out at the local grocery store a few states over. Everything was running as normally as this new life would allow before Agnes signaled us back with the whistle we ripped from the Hunger Games. She sensed one of the patrons in the store wasn't entirely human. Thankfully, our wards were enough to keep hidden long enough to make a run. Since we were already fugitives, I didn't bother dropping a pack of ramen and bag of Takis I had picked out. Not the healthiest, but who would be concerned with a diet at a time like this? We're back in the hotel though. I assume things are fine seeing as to how I haven't been ripped from the body of this kid and forced into an epic demonic battle yet. I'll update soon. Hopefully things don't get too much more exciting for my sake.